All right, everybody, welcome to the JK Theory. Here we talk about anything and everything. No topic is left untouched, no stone is left unturned. We give you the raw, real, and uncut. And before we get into that, I'm Jay,
I'm Kay.
and this is the JK Theory. So tonight we're gonna do a little reaction to some clips that I collected and try to get your guys' feedback. Of course, we'll give you our theories and point of views on it. We'd like to hear what you guys think. Do you agree with us? Do you not? How do you take things? So we're pretty curious to see what your reactions to this. So don't forget to hit that like button, hit the bell notification so you get notified when new videos come up, and of course leave a comment, show us some love. So I'm gonna start this right now for you.
Don't get in my face. Do not get in my face. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face. Don't you see my daughter right here? You crazy? No. You need to go over there to the men. You need to go over there to the men.
Only here in Chicago.
You is a man. A whole grown man.
Wow. Over at the park.
For the last time, I'm not a man. I'm sorry. I don't know what. No.
I'll look more
Not You wish. You wish. On my worst days, baby. On my worst days.
Okay.
Good luck. Good luck.
Y'all have a problem with me using the bathroom?
Good luck.
Hey man, use another bathroom.
Excuse me?
Just use another bathroom. There's a child in there.
What? Men.
That's a child.
Just say what you
That's a child in there. A little girl. Like, use the men's bathroom.
Okay. I'm a woman. What does it matter? What does it matter? Y'all need to mind your business. Y'all need to mind your business. This is where world is coming to. I don't know what you about to learn a lesson.
Man, you at a children's park, man. Chill.
What are you saying?
It's a kid park, man.
Yeah, do you even have any kids?
Yo,
right
just
at the
use
park?
the other bathroom, man.
Y'all need to mind your business, first of all. Mind your business before y'all get included in some stuff you don't want to be included in.
No,
Okay?
you need to go. You need to go. Seriously.
No, not
My daughter has to go to the bathroom. I'm not going to allow you to come in the bathroom while she's going to use the bathroom.
How about the police?
That is not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I'm so
All right, so there's the video. I mean, man, if you guys rewatch it a little bit, just go back a little bit. Look at the fear on that little girl's face. Like, she was scared, confused, didn't know what to do. Props to the mom for stepping up and saying something. I don't want to say that I can see both sides, because to be fair or to play devil's advocate, I can. But there's a time and a place for everything. And this being a kid that gets a public bathroom, you can see that the mom is upset. Just back away. Let her daughter use the bathroom, and if the coast is clear, you want to go do it, all right, go ahead. If not, I'm sorry. As many wigs as you put on, as many dresses you can put on, you a man, homie. You a man. Go to the men's bathroom. That's my gripe about it. What do you think? What's your thoughts on the situation?
Oh, you could at least shave your beard or something. Like, be presentable if you're gonna act like a woman. You look like a man. Like, of course that little girl is scared because you look like a man. You present yourself as a man that says I'm a woman. I have no problem with trans people or, those type of people. But at the same time, you at a kids park. Like, and the good question was, do you even have kids? Why are you like, I can see if you stop because you had to use the bathroom. Okay, cool. But if you see that little girl's uncomfortable, dog, it ain't gonna take you but 2 minutes to go right next door to the men's bathroom and use it. So you making a big commotion over nothing where you're in the wrong. Like I get what you said. I can see both sides, yeah. But this part of I can't because it's a child involved.
Right. And I mean, even if this was a woman, right? Let's just say it was a woman, but the mother felt very strong, like, look, I don't want you in there with my kids in there. Respect the mom's decision. You know what I'm saying? She's doing is protecting her child. She's playing mama bear. Let her do her thing. All that griping and bitching back and forth, he could have just been like, okay, I understand. Walk away for 2 minutes, come back, do his thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like all the mother was saying is let my child use the bathroom. And then she wouldn't have cared. Like it wouldn't matter. The girl is out the bathroom, go pee or whatever you got to do in your business, and it's over and done with. You making a big gripe, making it longer. Like, dog, the little girl is uncomfortable. Like, the girl is uncomfortable. You can tell and look at her face. She's very uncomfortable. So, why do that to a child? No matter how your feelings really are, why put a child through that?
Yeah, it's not right whatsoever. And the mom, I mean, she's like 5 foot nothing, ready
Right.
to go down. You know, I mean, all mad props to her. And then you got spectators, you know, the people that are sitting there recording it. They're not just recording; they're actually voicing their stuff. Which props to you guys for actually saying something, you know. But and then the person, I don't want to disrespect or whatever, but the person turns around and was like, "Mind your business, or it's gonna be a problem that you don't want." Like, so you gonna fight me like a dude? You gonna fight me like a chick? What you gonna do?
They fight like men, so he will get dealt with like a man. You literally look like a man. I don't know what to tell you. They were big ups to them, like you said, because a lot of times people just fucking put their phones out and start recording, and that's it. I'm glad that they said something. I'm glad that, you know, both of them, the guy and the woman, because it was two of them there, that they both said something to him. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, people respect it, but do what's best for the children first. Like, put your pride to the side and do what's best for that child.
Exactly. I mean, it wasn't like the mom was standing there and was just preventing him from going to the bathroom. Period. It was just, no, you can't be in there while my daughter's in there. Plain and simple. And I mean, that just makes sense, right? I mean, are we living in a delusional period right now or what?
A lot of delusion in the world right now, but that should be common sense. I'm not going to have my daughter in there with a man. I don't give a damn what you claim to be or whatever you go by or whatever your pronouns are. At that moment, that shit does not matter to me. The only thing that matters is protecting my child. So however you feel, I feel this type of way. And my first feeling is protect my child. Point blank, period.
Absolutely. So we're curious to hear what you guys have to say. We know the internet's filled with lots of opinions and everything like that. So we are curious. I mean, we do want to play devil's advocate and hear both sides.
Yes.
Maybe there's a side of this that we're just not realizing or that we're just not in tune with. So, and if you agree with us, let us know as well. Hit a thumbs up, leave a comment, and on to the next video. Here we go.
Why are men afraid to open up to their women?
Because men are afraid to open up to their women because they have been trained that it's not safe to do so.
Trained.
Women, yes, they have been groomed and trained by their past experiences and relationships with women that it's not safe to be vulnerable because a woman will throw it back in their face. I just did that video about how Shaquille O'Neal and Country Wayne were talking about how you can't ever be down to your woman, and the responses in the comments, and I was like, no, a man should be able to open up. There were so many men that were like, although this is a great thought, this is not how it is.
And it's funny because K. Michelle literally just did a post saying that how she feels like she's the man in the relationship if her man ever cries in front of her. I thought that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, how dare you?
That's why men don't feel safe to be vulnerable.
Oh boy. So I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
They're not wrong. Unfortunately, I think a lot of men were taught that, one, you're not supposed to cry when we were younger, and two, doing it in front of a woman, she's going to use it against you at some point. That's what a lot of the thought process is, especially nowadays. That's what the thought process is. It's not necessarily true. You just got to pick the right woman, I guess you could say. But I do think that's a lot of the reality on what she was saying. She's not wrong.
So completely agree with the whole, if you cry in front of a woman, it kind of shows like sign of weakness. And yeah, they can use it against you. But again, it does depend on how deep that relationship is. It does depend if there's a history. If you're just dating this chick and it's less than a year or two, and you really haven't gone through it, like you haven't gone through ups and downs, highs and lows, there's no really like some real history in a relationship, yeah, there's a huge fear that she can use that against me. I've always heard of some women, oh, and he cried to me and blah, 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 and they enjoyed it. Okay, they might like it or enjoy it 1, maybe 2 times, but if this starts to become a habit, that's a turn off for the woman, that's a turn off for the man, and it leaves them open to too much vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
There's also situations where the woman just says, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. And that puts the guy in a weird predicament because now the guy has all this built up and doesn't have an outlet on how to release it. So things can end up exploding or imploding. So I see both sides. I think if you do cry to your woman or your girl, your wife, whatever, definitely you have to carefully pick and choose the right time, the right moment. Don't cry during Scarface like I did. Just wait till something like major happens, if something major happens, and then, let it out, share it. Because it could be a bonding moment at the same time. But if you're crying like a little bitch 24/7, then that's not going to work. It's almost like you kind of, everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of men want that best friend relationship with their wife.
Yep.
Or their girlfriend or their fiance. But it sounds nice, but you really can't have that best friend relationship. Because at the end of the day, there are feelings and emotions that as a man, you really can't share with a woman. Not completely. You can't ever tell a woman exactly how you feel. They're gonna fly. So it's interesting what Karrueche was saying, or the interviewer was saying, hey, K. Michelle said this. And what do you think about that? If the man cries, then K. Michelle's automatically the man of the relationship?
K. Michelle has a distance with reality, though. Like, I've heard a lot of numerous things about her, unfortunately, and a lot of them haven't been good. So taking advice from her ladies would be stupid. Because she
just ask Uncle Murder.
Please don't ask him because he says she stinks. But that's another topic for another day. I don't think it's wrong for a man to cry from his lady. I hope women don't think that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's hard for us to open up already. And then if you make us feel a certain type of way, you're never going to fully get us to open up.
Right. We could throw that wall up. And once that wall's up, depending on the man, you're not going to climb over it or knock it down. Like and it's just going to piss us off more.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely got to be careful with that. So fellas, if you agree with us, if you don't agree with us, let us know, leave a comment. Ladies, let us know what you think. If your man cries in front of you, is that a sign of weakness? Does that make him less of a man? Does that turn you off? We definitely want to hear what your guys' opinions are on this. And don't forget, leave a comment. So on to the next video. Here we go.
When you're raising especially a boy, I came from a household where it was just a mom. I had my grandfather and I had my pops, but there was no man in the household. I started arguing with females once I started to go through things. They got physical orders. You know why? Because I was an emotional boy. I didn't have nobody in the household to say, okay, look, this is not how you go about it. Go to the gym. I had to learn this from YouTube. I had to read books, go on YouTube, do these different avenues I had to learn. Grandpa telling me certain things, pops telling me certain things. But when you have a man in a household, the chances of that boy that's becoming a man to grow up emotional, 80% of the people that's in jail came from single household mothers. Meaning this, if I'm in a club and Step on my sneakers. Yo, bro, what's up, bro? What you doing? Now, guess what? Somebody died, somebody going to jail. You know why? Because that boy wasn't raised in a household with men. That's the problem in society, because females with the mindset that I don't need a man. That's the reason why we have females in this generation that's having kids that I don't need a man. Now they growing up without fathers. Now you got raising emotional boys.
No, that's not even everybody's situation. Right? When you get that's not even everybody's situation.
When you're
Okay, so a lot was said, and I can't really disagree with a lot of it. However, I was raised in a household where there was no man. It's, me and my mom, and I got 3 sisters. However, I could definitely see where you can be led astray or do things that you're not supposed to do because of the lack of there being a man in the household.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what he's saying about man in the household. I would change the words a little bit and just say men in his life.
Yeah.
So the important men in my life were my grandfather, and it was Hustlers on the Block. And every now and again, my godfather, but because he was just in and out, he had his own life.
Right. Yeah.
With my grandfather, it was whenever I was with him. Whenever I'd see him. But I was born in a broken, household, and I lived across the street from a park, and we all know what happens in a park. And I learned by watching. I learned by experiencing. I learned by doing. I never really got taught, this is what it's like to be a man. Boom, 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 boom. Make sure you got your ducks in a row. It was more like, this is what you got to do to be down. This is what you got to do so people in the neighborhood can accept you, can trust you. And unfortunately, it's doing devious things. So I was lucky enough to have my grandfather in my life where he was a positive role model. And then after that, I had a gentleman that taught me magic. And he came into a crucial part of my life where I could have easily stayed left. Like I was left. I could have easily stayed left. But he gave me something to do. He gave me something that was interesting, something that I loved, something that made me money at the time too. So this is why it's so important for a kid to be in sports or find something that he can devote his time to that's safe, that it's not hurting anybody. This is why I love groups like the Boys and Girls Club. I don't even know if they exist anymore. Like, I don't remember the last time I seen a Boys and Girls Club. The YMCA, now it's mostly just like the gym membership. They don't even really allow kids in the neighborhood to go in and play basketball and recreational sports and stuff like that. But I feel the passion and emotion when he speaks. You can tell he definitely went through a lot of stuff. He made a good point. 80% of the people in jail come from broken households because there's no man in the house. I can definitely see that. I did a lot of talking, so I'm sorry. What's your thoughts on what the gentleman was saying?
I agree with him to a point. I was raised by mostly women. My mother, my grandma, my auntie, my uncles were around, but your uncles do their own thing a lot of times. They have their own life, but they helped me, guided me through the way. And I was gonna mention the fact of the YMCA, because where I grew up at, the YMCA helped us through a lot of stuff, like homework, having a place to go after school, keeping us out of trouble. Like the people there at that time actually gave a shit about the kids in the neighborhood. And I can honestly say they kept us out of a lot of mess, like a lot of mess that we would have been in. Back then, it wasn't about the money at the YMCA. Now, I think it's way too much expensive for people that living in poor neighborhoods and things like that. But yeah, I mean, he's right. You're always going to look for a father figure or some type of male figure when you don't have one in your household. you're going to try to gravitate to somebody because women can only teach you so much. And you are going to get women habits and some of the things that women emotions when you live with a bunch of women because that's all you're around at that point. So I get what he's saying about especially about the jail thing. Guys that's raised by women are a little bit more emotional than guys that are raised by men because women are more emotional than men are. But I disagree because we all have to check ourselves too. Like we can't always blame the circumstances that we came from. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point you gotta take responsibility for yourself and be like, nah, I was wrong. Just because I was raised like this don't mean I have to become this.
Right. At the end of the day, you have a choice. But what's different or difficult is because I try to put myself in that mindset when I was, 10, 11 years old. I knew what I was doing was wrong. But at the same time, I see the adults doing it, how cool they look, and the cars they got, and the clothes they're wearing. And I'm like, I want that. I know my mom can't get it. Oh, I can do this by doing that. I can do this by, doing this over here. Fuck it, let me do it. They're not getting in trouble. I don't see cops running up on them. I don't see people doing this to that, So you fall in that trap. You get brainwashed, and then thank God, like I never had to do a stint in jail, but I had to learn by other people's failures that this ain't the way to go.
Yeah.
So that's the hard part is like you have to know as a child, you have to know what's right and wrong and look beyond that.
Yeah, I get it. It's hard. Like it's really hard. And I never understood how men could leave their child behind type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like just kind of walk away from the situation like that person's not there that you didn't help make. But that's a tough subject, man. Like it really is because having to go through it and looking back at everything now, I'm like, shit, things could have been a lot different if I had somebody around. You know what I'm saying? Like really. So I get it. I get it. And I also noticed in the video how the women were so quick to want to disagree with him.
Right. He was definitely overpowered. I mean, you look at that clip, it's a room full of women. He's the only guy.
Yeah.
So it's gonna, unfortunately, it looks like it's gonna be the situation where no matter what you say, you're gonna hear a but. Mm-hmm. No, just shut the fuck up. Listen to what he's saying, soak it in. And then say, well, from my point of view, boom, boom, boom. Right. Don't interrupt. When you say but, you cancel out everything he just said just so you can put your 2 cents.
Yeah. It's kind of like them things where you ever see on Father's Day where women try to put their 2 cents in, like I was the mother and the dad, and always correct them like, no, you were just a good mother. Yeah. You were not the dad. Like, as much as y'all want to take that credit and be like, I'm the mom and the dad, you're not. You're just a really good mother. You wasn't a dad. You can't be that. You can't fill that shoe.
I definitely don't see that. That should not be something that a mother should say. That'd be something that the child can say, be like, hey, mom played both, mom and dad. But that's not a situation where the mom needs to say, I played both, mother and father. You can be stern, you can be punishment, you can be heavy-handed, whatever the thing is, it's not the same.
It's not even close.
Yeah. So I really sympathize with the guy. Definitely hear the pain and everything in there. We definitely want to hear your guys' point of views. Let us know what you think. Do you agree with the young man? Do you disagree? What do you feel about the females just being quick to interject? I honestly should have just thought that they should have just kept their mouth shut. Not in a disrespectful way, but just understand the pain and emotion that this gentleman's going through at the time.
Exactly.
He needs a hug, bro. He needs reassurance. He needs, hey, I got your back. Hey, don't worry about it. You know, we can do this. He needs that.
Yep.
So leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Hit the thumbs up. And until next time, I'm Jay.
Okay.
And this is the JK Theory. Peace.
Peace.